Hi guys, welcome back to the video. Today I'm sharing 8 petite style tips to transform your style. So I'm bringing back one of my OG videos, styling tips for short girls. For reference, oh look, she's stretching. Oh, I just have to go pet her, I'm sorry. And I am sorry I disturbed your sleep. Anyways, I'm 5'1" for reference, and I'm not only petite, but I'm petite with very large breasts. You can't tell because I have fun little tricks. I kind of minimize them. Like, I feel like you couldn't really tell usually. And I know a lot of you guys can relate to that. So that's so exciting. And as a petite, I have a really long torso and short legs. Of course, these aren't rules. Obviously, every woman's body, even petite category, is so different from one another. So it really takes a lot of trial and error, finding, what clothing flatters you personally best. But hopefully, just me sharing my personal experience, my personal tips that I use on myself will help anybody out there. So anyways, with that, let's go ahead and get started. As a petite, the first thing I always keep in mind is with my outerwear. Now, I really love those like drapey, elegant, long length outerwear pieces, and I used to stay away from them, mentioned that before. I have since changed. I love them. They're my most worn outerwear pieces, but it's really easy to get swallowed up in them. One thing that always helps as a petite with any outerwear piece, not even just these oversized styles, but it's my outerwear pieces unbuttoned most of the time. I will only button my outerwear pieces if, one, I am wearing a cropped style, because that way I'm showing off my legs and my waistline, and therefore it looks balanced, playing in the rule of thirds, right? But now if we're having like an oversized style or something a little bit thicker, heavier in weight, those I always have them unbuttoned. Not only is it more flattering, but it shows off your shape better. You can show off what you're wearing underneath. Next thing I want to point out, platform shoes are fabulous for petites, but I would really steer clear from really chunky big shoes, because naturally, I would say probably most petites have a smaller foot size. Being short and then having huge shoes, they just look like dinosaur feet. So I want to point that out. Whereas platform can really be your best friend. Being petite, it can also be your worst enemy, because it can just look a little silly, a little too out of proportion. So keep in mind the platform of shoe. One thing that I feel like is skipped a lot when we're talking about like petite styling, and I don't mention this often either, so I'm glad I'm bringing this up in a petite video, but we want to pay attention to the size of our jewelry. So, the really chunky jewelry has been a thing lately. It's been really popular, trendy. A lot of jewelry companies are selling it. Now, if you're petite, you want to avoid styles like this. It's just a little too bulky, a little too heavy. I think going for chunky jewelry, petites can totally pull off, but I recommend going for small pieces. So like the earrings I'm wearing here, I will link my jewelry down below, but these are the Abbey earrings. See, they're chunky, but they're not like heavy, first of all, and they're not overwhelming to me at all. Like, some styles are just chunky and big and long, wide and in between, and it's just a little much, and not only it's kind of uncomfortable, let's be real. So as a petite, I love open necklines. I mean, like collared blouses like this are incredibly flattering, not only as a petite, but as a petite with very big breasts. So this is a very flattering style for me. Helps minimize my chest size, not make it look so out there, very flattering, classy. However, I do love wearing crew neck styles. Those are the hardest for me to pull off with my big bust being petite, because it makes them look even larger, especially like the fitted styles. But one thing I've learned really visually help balance the top part of me when I want to wear the crew neckline is long layered jewelry. So here, I just added this pebble necklace to this regular crew neckline, and it's such a subtle, tiny difference, and maybe you can't even tell too much on the camera, but that's something in person I noticed for myself. Visually makes me feel so much more comfortable, because we're adding those visual lines, but with jewelry. We always talk about adding visual lines with clothing, but we have to remember jewelry can play a big role in that, especially necklaces, and when you're petite. Now, let's talk about over-the-knee boots. I've talked about that a lot in the past. I think petites can absolutely pull them off. I think visually they look great because you're adding a very long visual line. Style of an over-the-knee boot I want to point out that I don't think is the best are these really scrunch styles. So super scrunchy and bunchy. Not only does this look kind of sloppy, frumpy, and messy, but as a petite, it's gonna look like the shoe is too big on you. And instead, what I would say is look for over-the-knee boots, knee-high boots with those very simple, clean lines. So no scrunchiness, very polished and slim and simple. So examples here, I own a couple pairs of boots that are pretty slim, give those clean lines and look absolutely fabulous. So many other styles out there you can pick and sift through. I'll link the 2 that I have that I really like. This 6th tip is probably one of the biggest tips I've noticed when it comes to styling and dressing myself as a petite, is paying attention to fabrics. I personally love thinner, drapey fabrics, whether it's thinner and drapey or thinner and fitted. I've learned that as a petite, these are probably the most flattering styles for myself. So showing examples here, like blouses that are thinner and drapey, thinner long sleeve tops, and sweaters that are very fitted and so big and frumpy and bulky on us. These styles just look absolutely classy and wonderful and elegant and so easy to style. This is just a suggestion. I always break rules when it comes to tips because sometimes I'm just like, I just want to wear what I want to wear. And that's fine. I think everybody should be like that. Just wear what you want to wear. But I have 2 comparisons I want to share here of a striped sweater. One is like thick, chunky, and you can see how heavy it is. This is a really old sweater from Abercrombie. And I actually think this looks quite nice on me. I'm petite with a large bust. I'm surprised how nice this looks. I think it's because the shoulders, like the way it drapes down my shoulders, it doesn't make me look like a football player. It actually makes my shoulders look small, and I actually think that's really cute. And then you have like slightly oversized sleeves. I tuck it in a little bit. And you know, if I want to wear a style like this, you guys know, you just keep the rest of your outfit balanced. So if I take a similar style of the sweater but make it fitted and thinner, the difference, you know, you can see how different I look with just the sweater swap. Now, I think both look fabulous, but I just want to show you the difference fabrics can make. So I'm not saying one is good or one is bad in this example. I'm just sharing like the difference fabrics make. The more I get, the more pieces I try and style on myself. I love thinner fabrics, and if I need to stay warm, I'll pop on a coat, a layering piece, and I am good. Even my wool coats that I share a lot are thinner. They're not like super thick. Overall, it's so much easier to play around with looser pieces when the fabric is thinner and more drapey and softer and elegant. Adding a thicker outerwear piece. So for example, this wool blazer from Abercrombie, it's a thicker piece. It's very warm, it's thicker, but I make sure when I'm adding these thicker outerwear pieces in is that, again, they're not oversized. They're closer to my body, they're more fitted, and then I will typically wear, you know, just like a fitted top underneath, so it looks more balanced. And if I'm going for a oversized style, I try to pay attention to the fabric, making sure it's a little bit thinner so it won't look so frumpy on me. But now if I want to wear something thicker, I make sure it's closer to my body, more fitted, like this blazer. Now, I'm not the only one that probably feels like boots on a petite can be such a struggle to find flattering styles and what to wear them with, what bottoms to wear them with. Here's a few tips, a few boots, 3 boots actually that I think are the best for petites, and what bottoms I love wearing them with. Sock boots are probably my #1 style because you can wear them with so many things, but the main thing I wear sock booties with is with slimmer or straight fit pants because the sock booty hugs around your ankle, and actually these sock boots give a slimming appearance to your leg, especially if the bottoms you're wearing are slightly cropped, so you see more of that ankle, and then your sock boot is wrapped around it, so it gives a more slender appearance because ankle is the smallest part of your leg. Only that is that they're really easy to style with slim straight fit pants. I know a lot of people love this style, like straight leg, wide leg, slim fit bottoms, and sock booties are the easiest boot to wear with those styles. I also love ankle Chelsea boots. Now, I don't wear them with every style of bottom, like I won't wear them with mini skirts, I won't wear them with midi skirts. Ankle Chelsea boot is a more casual style, so I wear them with like jeans, maybe trousers. And if I'm wearing them with like a straight fit bottom, I actually love making the whole ankle Chelsea boot exposed, so I'll have either the skinny jean or the straight fit bottom, straight fit pant sit just above the top of the boot, so not necessarily exposing my ankle, which if you want to do that you can, but I just have it sit on top where it's not bunching together. And then this last one that I touched on, knee high or over the knee boot, those two I love because again, you're creating a long visual line. And I've shared many ways I love to style these, and if you want to wear a heeled version, that's even better because it gives literal height. So it makes it so much easier pulling off like more oversized and flowy pieces if you want to. Then when it comes to heels, same as platform shoes, I think petites really need to pay attention to the heel height, making sure it's not too high. And not only sure it's not too high, because I do think I do believe that if the heel is too high as a short person, it looks a little funny, doesn't look proportionate or balanced. And I'm talking about like really high heels. Now, you can definitely use that to your advantage if you're wearing like a long dress and your heels are covered. You see it, but you want to give that illusion like you look really tall or you are really tall, then I think that's fine. Or really long bottoms that like just kiss the floor, I think that's totally fine too. I think Petite's best friend when it comes to heels is honestly shorter heels. I personally love like 2-3-inch heels. Usually I think it's 2-inch heels. All my like block heels I believe are like 2.5 inches maybe. And not only are they more balanced and more flattering for my height, but they are so much more comfortable, and the older I get, I really pay attention to comfort. My last point. Now, I don't avoid this entirely, but I have noticed I have been wearing it less and less, and I ask myself, why? I don't wear those like oversized sleeves anymore. You know how those like big bubbly sleeves were popular for years? They're like tight around the cuffs, and then they're kind of bubbly and flowy. One of my reasons is it's so annoying when I'm eating or doing anything. Like I'm eating and reaching for food and the sleeve touches stuff, and it's just like super annoying. It's probably one of the biggest reasons. It would always get dirty there. It was disgusting. And also it made me look really top heavy because I have these big sleeves and then I have these large breasts, and especially if I'm wearing a crew neckline, it made me look really top heavy. Now I still do wear these kind of sweaters and tops. I mean, I shared the example with the striped sweater. I wore it recently in another video. I love it and I feel great in it, and that's all that matters, honestly. But I have noticed I am wearing more styles like this. Like fitted, like looser sleeves, but not like oversized. Like this is a lot more wearable and manageable for my day. Like I'm not going to be getting food on the sleeves here. It's like really comfortable at the same time. And now if I'm going for looser sleeves nowadays, especially, and this mostly works with blouses, it's thinner fabrics. So like my Cezanne Clos blouse, it's fitted out the cuffs, but then the sleeves are more flowy. This is actually a lot more wearable and really flattering as a petite because these thinner sleeves actually give a very slimming look, and it has that open neckline as well at the same time with blouses. So it just slims out my bust, slims out my arms. It doesn't look so frumpy and like too big on me. And again, if I'm wearing these big oversized sleeves and styles, I just keep it balanced everywhere else. Actually brings it to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing these style tips that I do for myself as a 5'1" petite person, long torso, short legs. Anything I shared in this video, I'll have it all linked down below if you happen to be interested. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!